It's 8 p.m., and here are our top stories in 90 seconds. Coloradans hoping for vaccines at a mass clinic in the metro are turned away. Tonight, we hear from public health officials on why the event at Dick's Sporting Goods Park was cut short and what it means for this coming weekend. Plus, we're not done with the COVID dial just yet. Which Front Range county is joining the growing list that are rolling back restrictions?
We are very hopeful that we will be taking a step forward in addressing our plastic pollution here in Colorado.
Fort Collins is about to join the list of Colorado cities to ban plastic bags, and that could open the door for a statewide ban.
I am hoping that it will help show the state that the fourth largest municipality really wants this to go forward as well.
Tomorrow, President Biden is expected to take executive action on guns, what we can expect to see in the new package. And coming up later, Denver reveals some white criminals are getting better treatment than Black or Latinx criminals who committed the same crime.
There is a discrepancy, and people of various races and ethnicities do have different outcomes.
Everyone wants to fix the problem. The only issue is how.
What's interesting is that this topic has now, I believe, begun to get the attention that it deserves.
Good Wednesday evening, and thank you for watching Denver 7 News on Local 3. I'm Jessica Porter. The mass vaccination clinic at Dick's Sporting Goods Park had to shut down early today because of people having adverse reactions to the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Centura Health, which runs the clinic, says less than 1% of the people who received the vaccine today had a bad reaction. In total, 640 people were turned away and told to come back on Sunday. Erin Jones-Hoffman was one of those people turned away.
Today was my appointment. Left work early. Drove up to Dick's Sporting Goods Park, got in line on Quebec Street, waited there for about 30 minutes and noticed that cars up ahead were being turned around. I wondered if that was some sort of an interesting loop around they were having folks do, but no. Once I got closer, there's a police cruiser blocking the street, and a police officer told me they've shut it down.
Centura Health says its decision was made in partnership with state health officials. 1,700 people did receive shots today. Those who did not receive their shots are being automatically rescheduled. Jefferson County will be back in level yellow on Friday. The state made the decision today. County officials blame an increase in cases. Most places and events will be subject to 50% capacity limits. Masks will be required at all indoor public spaces. On the 16th, the state will hand over control of COVID decisions to local municipalities. The Samuel Elbert Building in Kiowa County is closed until further notice because of an outbreak of COVID-19 cases there. The building was home to the county clerk and recorder, treasurer's office, and the DMV. Anyone who has visited the building in the past week should monitor COVID symptoms, and if you think you have been exposed, you should follow quarantine guidelines and get tested. Today, someone likely received the 3 millionth dose of the vaccine given in Colorado. As of last night, 2.9 million doses had been given, and close to 20% of the state is fully vaccinated. Many of the gig workers who lost their jobs because of COVID found a new job because of COVID. As you get vaccinated, know that many who are helping you through the process are thankful for their shot. Denver 7's Gary Brode reports.
Everything working on your system, everything's all good to go?
A means to an end.
The more we're doing this, the harder we work on this, the sooner we can get back to normality.
When you drive up to the state's mass vaccination site in Commerce City, you'll see workers wearing masks, directing you through the line. Behind the mask is a story of loss. Many of them, like Allie McGee, were once gig workers.
We have the lighting guy for one of my favorite bands here that works for me.
When the pandemic started, the music stopped.
Just like that, they all started dropping like flies, one at a time, and before I knew it, my life, my career, everything I had identified with, everything I had worked for the last 7 years, literally just disappeared in front of my eyes.
Like many, McGee and others here had to adapt to survive.
We all came from the same community, and we've all shifted into this together.
Everyone's still crushing it, no matter
John Pendergrass comes from that community. Until this opportunity came around, the former gig worker was unemployed for most of the pandemic.
We're fortunate enough to be in the roles that we're in now, that we have brought on a lot of music people that were in the same boats as us that otherwise would have nothing.
While it's not the industry they love, the similarities between their old job and their current one are there.
There's not much of a difference there. It's a bunch of people waiting in line to get through, and instead of seeing music here, they're getting a shot in the arm.
With each shot comes one more step to the job that was taken from them more than a year ago.
I feel like the more people we get through now, the faster we do this job, the faster I can get back to do what I love most.
In Commerce City, Gary Brode, Denver 7.
All new tonight at 8. Former Fairview High School quarterback Aiden Atkinson has been found not guilty of sexual assault. A Boulder jury found him not guilty on 5 counts, and a jury was unable to reach a verdict on 2 counts of unlawful sexual contact. Atkinson was accused of assaulting 2 female students on a party bus in 2018. He faces a separate trial for an incident that happened at a private residence 3 months after the party bus incident. President Biden is expected to take executive action on guns tomorrow. The extent of what the administration has planned is unclear, but Politico has confirmed that background checks for ghost guns will be part of the package. Ghost guns are weapons sold piecemeal online. They are near impossible to track. Ghost guns have been used in at least 2 shootings, most recently by a California teenager in 2019. The family of Boulder shooting victim Ricky Olds held a celebration of her life today in Boulder. Ricky, a manager at the King Soopers on Taba Mesa Drive, was described as an outgoing friend who didn't waste much energy on what other people thought of her. She was 25 years old. The city of Fort Collins is the latest to join the plastic bag ban movement, and shoppers prepare to fork up some extra cash if you need a paper bag at a grocery store. As Denver 7's Addie Guajardo shows us, there is a bigger push now for a statewide ban.
Plastic bags are a staple at grocery stores. But in Fort Collins, they will soon be a thing of the past under a new ordinance recently passed to fight plastic pollution.
Essentially ban plastic bags at our large grocers starting in May of 2022.
District 2 City Councilwoman Julie Piñataro says the ordinance is written to allow changes to fit community needs. Come May of 2022, grocery stores 10,000 square feet or larger will charge 12 cents a paper bag. People who rely on SNAP benefits will be exempt from the charge. Fort Collins joins 16 communities across Colorado regulating plastic bags.
The handwriting's on the wall.
Jennifer says it's about time.
Really, there's a better way to carry your groceries out of the grocery. You don't need to use a single use. There's other alternatives.
Well, it was a very difficult decision for me.
Dawn reuses her bags around the house, but she eventually sided with a bag ban.
I guess if enough people do it in enough places, it'll make an impact on the amount of waste and pollution.
A statewide ban is also in the works. House Bill 1162 was recently introduced. It aims to ban plastic bags and styrofoam products.
House Bill 1162 is really a strong step forward for our state.
Randy Moorman, a legislative and community campaign director for EcoCycle, feels the support is strong this time around. He says at least 12 other states have passed similar legislation.
We have seen up to 90% reduction in plastic bag litter in those communities that have already gone before us.
Councilwoman Piñataro feels Fort Collins can help sway state representatives and senators in the decision.
I am hoping that it will help show the state that the 4th largest municipality really wants this to go forward as well.
As for these shoppers, Jennifer supports a statewide ban, but Dawn feels it should be up to the local government. Addie Guajardo, Denver 7.
And several states have already implemented statewide plastic bag bans. These 8 states have a statewide ban currently in effect. They include California, Connecticut, Delaware, Hawaii, Maine, New York, Oregon, and Vermont. Washington state did pass a plastic bag ban, but COVID has prevented it from being implemented right now. It was meant to go into effect at the beginning of the year. New Jersey has also a plastic bag ban coming. It goes into effect in May 2022. We want to give you a deeper look at how California's plastic bag ban has impacted waste management. According to the Surfrider Foundation, for 86% of transactions in California, customers brought their own bag and didn't purchase a paper or reusable bag. As a result, there was an 85% reduction in plastic bags and a 61% reduction in the number of paper bags provided to customers. Now, we want to point out the Surfrider Foundation is dedicated to the protection of the world's ocean for all people.
There is a discrepancy, and people of various races and ethnicities do have different outcomes.
Different races are receiving different treatment in Denver's criminal justice system.
It takes courage in a world that we're in now in social reckoning to say we still have work to do, but we also have celebration.
After the break, we look into a new study put out by the Denver District Attorney's Office and what is being done to address issues.
No rain or snow expected overnight tonight. Tomorrow, some warmer temperatures, but there is a new storm on the way.
And coming up later, women have taken on more roles during the pandemic. Now work is being done to help them rebound in their careers.
This is one of the most important investments that we can make in our country.